and we're going to talk to my man Tim Moyer, and we're going to talk about a few things, a lot of things. And as always, right, we want to take you behind that black curtain, where it all started, where you're at today, and where you see yourself going. And I know you're going live with your crew. He's like me. He's got a lot of things going, a lot of balls in the air. And, you know, before we went live, we realized why. He has that real entrepreneurial DNA, that true entrepreneurial DNA. Very, very low attention span, right? We seem to get that shiny object. And I get it, and I get it. So that's what we want to talk about as well, about how you deal with that, how you work with that, because, you know, it's a lot of people don't understand it, but I always say I wouldn't want it any other way, man. I really wouldn't. So introduce yourself and give us, you know, a little bit of background, who you are and where you came from, and, you know, where it all started.
Well, I'm almost 60, so that's a long story.
All right.
Tim Moyer. I am a musician by trade, pretty much. 80% of the time. 20% of the time, I'm an IT guy doing computer tech stuff.
That's a nice ratio, because when you have that passion, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's always learning. That's what the beauty of being an IT guy is. It's never boring. You're always learning new stuff.
Okay.
Things are changing daily.
And wouldn't that be the same as a musician?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So it keeps that new energy. It keeps that new juice.
Yes.
Yes. That we need. We gotta consider it oxygen.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when I'm not doing those two things, I'm putting floors in the house or building a log cabin in my backyard.
Wow. Right?
Yes.
It's just. So where were you born and raised?
California, Southern California.
SoCal.
So Torrance, California is kind of where I was raised. My mom and dad still live there.
Wow.
They both play music.
So you grew up there?
Yes.
Okay, you grew up in SoCal.
Yes.
You know what we call that, right? From the East Coast? Spoiled.
Okay.
Because this is paradise, my man. Whether you understand or not.
I'm feeling it.
Right? It really is, man. It really is. But when did you get over to Temecula in the Empire?
About 15 years ago now.
Okay. So you saw some changes in the area.
I did.
Right?
I did.
A little more traffic?
Exactly. Marietta had double-digit public. I mean, how many people lived in Marietta with double digits? No, it's
up by Winchester at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like going through Manhattan. It's like bumper to bumper. Yeah. I'm like, man, I didn't know if I signed up for this or not, because I live in Fallbrook.
Yeah.
So, but obviously the studio's here, but. Just give us a little background. Growing up, how was your childhood? Would you say it was a pretty normal childhood? Did you have some struggles?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that a lot of people out there have had struggles throughout their life. My biological father left my mom when I was a young kid.
Okay.
His best friend, who's my dad now, who's an amazing sax player, Lucky Wright.
Okay.
They were best friends in high school, played music together. And Lucky, my new dad, kind of stepped in. Yes.
His name's Lucky.
He's lucky because he's named Lucky because he was a twin.
Okay.
And his twin brother passed away when he was born, so they called him Lucky.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's got a little paralyzed side of his face.
Yeah.
So he's always smiling sideways or playing sax sideways.
Right.
He is an amazing musician.
Wow.
I've learned a lot from him.
Wow.
Yeah, he toured around with Chubby Checkers back in the 50s.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then
that's
my mom Phyllis. Hi Mom, if you're out there.
Oh, is she watching?
She might be.
All right. You can see him coming up on you, because he's got some followers himself.
Yeah. Hey guys.
So
she's a classical violinist.
Wow.
She played in the Peninsula Symphony for years, so I learned a lot about harmony and performing. So it's just both of them.
It's really just been in your blood and in your DNA. Now, is your biological father, is he a musician too?
No, he was, but he passed away when I was 9. I think.
But he was. Yes. So it was in his blood as well. So
and he was a techie guy. He worked for like NASA.
Man, you had no choice. You couldn't escape that world if you wanted to.
It's in,
right?
It's in, yeah.
I mean, it's just in you. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. So were you into music and playing the guitar, different instruments from day one, from the beginning?
I was playing drums mostly when I was a kid, and my dad would let me sit in with his rehearsal jazz guys and stuff like that. So I started on drums when I was about 7.
What a great release for a kid, though.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Right.
And when I was 16, I was like, Man, I think it's more. You might get more girls if you're writing music and
priorities,
singing,
baby, priorities.
So I started writing music, and I never turned back. I bang on my son's drums once in a while.
Okay.
But I'm not a good drummer.
Okay. But you're more guitar.
Yes.
Both acoustic and.
I play a little electric. My 2017 resolution is to play more electric guitar. So you've heard it here first.
All right.
Yes.
He said it. He said
Hold
it.
me to that.
He said it. We'll have him back on.
Yes.
We'll have him back on. So, would you say that music was an outlet for you? Was it a therapy type?
Absolutely.
thing? In what way?
If you hear a lot of the music that I've written, they're all therapy songs. I've got a song called "I Don't Remember You" about my father that left.
Oh. So actual songs.
Absolutely.
So the writing of the songs.
Yes.
Oh.
It's the best way for me to release.
Playing, but the writing of the songs.
Yes.
It's like when someone just loves to write, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, my publisher, Kelly, she loves to write. She just, when she's in a funk, she just writes and writes and writes and writes. You know, the whole reason we did the book together is because I said, I'd love to do a book, Kelly, but I'd rather have root canal done than write a paragraph.
Yeah.
But let me audio it and then we're good.
Yeah.
So that's what
we're
I
on
did.
the same page.
That's what I did, man. Right? That's what I did.
Yeah.
And she just ran with it. But when did you start writing songs though? What you said, high school?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say when I was about 16.
Was it hard to learn or did it come natural?
You know, I didn't know how to write a song. I just did it. And I think there's something to be said for formal learning of music and just doing it, what feels natural. Mm-hmm. I think there's something to be said for both frames of mind and thought processes, but I just started doing it. Just by listening to other artists and
taking it in. But I'm glad you went there with the traditional learning, right? And tell me if I'm right on this. My assumption is I'm not a musical guy. Like I love music, but I'm not the guy that can play it.
That's okay. We need people to listen
or even sing it. Not even in my truck, right? I mean, they're roaring in my truck, right? I am a superstar in my truck.
We love you.
In my truck, I'm a superstar. Yeah. But the traditional learning, right? Because there are basics or there are certain things, but it still I would still have to believe that to get to that major level, you still have to do the feel. It still has to come within, because it's such a creative thing. Is that?
Yeah, I would say. I'm going to break it down kind of in specifics for you a little bit. As a musician who is not formally trained, and has been brought up by people that were formally trained. My mom, classical violin. My dad, playing sax, knows all about theory. But as I was brought up, I really struggled with learning theory, and I struggled with lessons, and I just wanted to do my own thing.
Okay.
And I got to the point where when you're in the studio trying to record a song, and you've got all these musicians in the studio, it's a communication thing. Mm. So, where I'm just saying, play it like this, da 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 da, where a theory guy is going to, what key is that in? What chord are you playing? Is that the 5 or the 3?
Oh.
So it's a communication thing, and I learned in the studio how to kind of start. I learned it from doing it, kind of like you go to Mexico. How are you going to buy a burrito if you don't know how to speak Spanish?
Right.
So I had to learn a little bit about theory just to communicate in the studio.
Okay.
But and my son knows theory really well. He went to school for music for a while, and now he's a psychology major, but just graduated. Yay, Tyler.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. But I went through not knowing real theory, and I've learned from the guys like my son that know theory really well, that there has to be a balance.
Okay.
If you can communicate, you got to have feel. You can be schooled and book taught, but if you don't have feel,
because it's so creative.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes from within. Right. Let me just make sure, Marion. I don't know if we lost her or not. I think
Marion.
Hey, Marion. Can you hear us? No, I think
we lost her.
I'm going to try her again one more time, and hopefully we get the Monster Moderator, because we have some people jumping on, and I definitely want to address some questions and comments. And at least we got some hearts, man. We got some hearts going. Thank you guys for those hearts. Thank you guys for those thumbs up. Marion, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
I don't know why we keep losing you.
I don't know.
Okay. So, Okay, so we got Marion back on the phone. Marion, anybody jump on? Any comments, questions? Did we lose her again? I think we keep losing Marion. We might have to roam with this one without the Monster Moderator today, guys.
If you guys got any questions, post them.
Yeah,
I can read this.
And share this feed.
Share it out.
Share the feed. Let's see the hearts. Let's see the thumbs up. I know my man Tom Lanagard's on. That's my man. Awesome. Thank you so much, Tom. I got to get over there and try and read your comment. We lost the Monster Moderator. So how was high school for you?
High school was okay.
Yeah.
I surfed a lot.
All right.
I mean, I'm the total California package.
Yeah, right. Dude, born, raised, bred, right?
So I surfed quite a bit.
Okay.
That was a good release for me. Didn't play a lot of music in high school.
Right.
And I ended up, I think, ditching 52 times my senior year.
Man,
I know that number because I got in trouble and I wasn't able to surf for a week when the biggest swell in California hit.
Oh man.
So
that hurt.
That hurt.
That still hurts.
Yeah.
Right.
But I was able to graduate with like a 3.2 or something like that.
All right.
Because my sister Sean taught me you don't necessarily have to be in class all the time if you can get away with it.
Right.
You got to do the homework and you got to get halfway decent grades on the test. So
there you go. That was the game plan.
Got me out of it.
It worked, right?
Yeah, it worked.
It worked. So we're going to talk about the businesses and the nonprofits and everything you got going because there's a lot of great value that you're giving.
Yeah, I got an iPod phone.
Okay, so if we lose you again, we'll just have to we'll just have to catch you on the next one. Yeah, I keep losing her. All right, so college. You go to college?
I did go to college for a little while.
Okay.
I had good intentions, but then I got into ceramics. Everything just went.
Ceramics?
Yeah. I started throwing pottery. My brother-in-law and my sister both got me into it, and it was just consuming.
You are just creative to the bone, man.
I'm a nut.
Wow,
Yeah.
creative to the bone.
Yeah. So I didn't finish. So I'm really proud of my wife, Susan, who graduated and is now a special education teacher, and my son Tyler, who graduated and he's also works in education.
Okay.
And Sean, my son that plays drums, is getting back into school, I think. So.
All right.
Yeah, I'm very proud of my family.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I think they're proud of me, even though I'm not school taught. So,
no, listen. They at the end of the day, I always say, thank God, EQ trumps IQ all day long,
Yes.
or I'd be in major trouble.
I love that.
I'd be in major trouble. So let's talk about what you got going on, man. Because you're like me, you got a lot of balls in the air, but
I do.
But that's the only way we know. So give us a little bit of what you have. Tell us what the umbrella is, and then we'll step that down.
Okay.
That's probably the best way.
Yeah, so I started Moyer Entertainment Group, which is a 501c3. Thanks to Tax City in Temecula for helping me get that done. That was in early 2014.
Okay.
I was able to get that thing done, and I've started Temecula Valley Music Awards, which is a DBA from that. And also, I just picked up the Temecula Valley Bluegrass Festival. So Moyer Entertainment Group is basically the umbrella of all the businesses and events that I'm going to be putting on. They're all nonprofit. They're all to benefit education in schools and specific students that might need a scholarship to help get a bass rig or get to school or buy school books or go to college. I think that there's a huge lack of support from the states in the arts. I keep seeing things pulled away from schools when they should be put in, because music education stimulates so many brain cells that would normally not be active had it not been for music or the arts in general.
And especially, I would think, a kid that's prone to that, that's built for that, because you're kind of searching, right, for that. Sports is what did it for me, right?
Yeah.
That was my outlet. So when I'm outside and I'm playing sports, that was my comfort zone.
Right.
So I think if naturally you lean towards music and you're shut off from that, that's a tough thing, man.
And here's the deal. I mean, they don't pull football from high schools,
Right.
ever.
Right.
And this is the battle right now, man. Okay,
Right.
because
this is passion, baby. I
Right.
love it. I love it.
the football boosters get all the dough. All the money goes to the football boosters, right? The band programs get zip.
Wow.
So that's why guys like me have to get out there and help bring funding to the schools to keep the music in the schools.
Right. And
Yeah.
what are they going to do at halftime if they don't have you guys?
Exactly, right?
What happens at halftime?
Right.
So that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. The cheerleaders can only do so much,
Well,
man. They need some help. They
Yeah.
need some help. But you know, it's a good point because not only football, but if you look at some other nonsense and I'm not saying football is nonsense, trust me, but there's things that really in the real world could be. You know, some things in school could just be left behind because it's not going to help you in the real world.
Right.
And honestly, that's what it's about. And that's why I love personal development because it's changed my life the last 17, 18 years. Actually, probably saved my life. And I believe that it's a tragedy it's not implemented from day one because that's the real world. It's the real. The mindset
Absolutely.
is the real.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to really getting somewhere in life.
Right.
Or getting left behind.
Yeah,
You know,
learning common sense.
Right.
I mean, there's so many times that in the past, I do a computer business as well. And all of my computer clients are fans of my music.
Right.
They know when I go out on tour, I can log into their computers. But when I first started that computer business, see, I'm ADD, I'm getting off topic now.
No, it's all right.
Where was I?
So-
I was going somewhere with that.
So you were saying that you have your people are your fans, really,
Yes.
right? So when
Yes.
you started your computer business, you were. It'll come back.
Yeah.
It'll come back. It always does. I want to do this now that we can reach some people. We got some people coming on. Tom Lanagard, what's up, big man? Thank you so much. He says I never picked up music theory either. I was all about playing for the fun of it. He's a musician, man. He's an attorney and musician. And he's got an awesome side business called Eternal Roots. So awesome. Bruna from Connecticut, showing the love. Thank you, Bruna. Thank you for the love. Appreciate you taking the time and jumping on here. And thank you for those beautiful compliments. A humble man. I guess it depends on the day.
Okay, so now it came back around. It came back around.
I knew you'd get it.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
So when I was first in the computer business, I was thinking about hiring people, and I interviewed a lot of kids right out of college.
Okay.
Schooled right at Microsoft, certified, everything.
Okay.
I would give them a general task, a real world problem on a computer, no clue. No common sense. They didn't have any street sense.
Right.
So there's a lot to be said. It's that balance again, you know,
Right.
book learning or street learning.
And,
you know?
and here's the other way I put it, right? It's the same thing, just different verbiage. Is to me, knowledge isn't power. Wisdom's power, because wisdom comes from the real world experience. And I just did a post on this where I believe, and I want your feedback on this and your input. I believe that the most important classroom that a entrepreneur, or even a person, but an entrepreneur will ever attend is failure, because that's how we learn. But you don't necessarily have to learn from your own if you can model, right? You can learn from somebody else's failure, and eventually you are going to learn from your own. But I hear what you're saying, it's because it's the real, because it's they went through, or you're going through that life boot camp that they didn't go through.
Right.
They were in a structured environment, right? And everything was perfect. So when you get thrown out of that environment, what happens?
Yeah,
Right?
you got to learn to
Yes.
go with the flow.
Yes.
Roll with the punches,
Yes.
whatever cliche you want to use.
No, that's it.
I mean, when our kids were growing up in school, I think Sean was 10, maybe
Right.
7. Tyler was 10. We decided, Susan and I were like, you know, education as it is not what's
It's
gonna.
not cutting it.
It's not going to bring these kids to the level that we want them to be in. It's not going to give them exposure to the world.
Yes.
So we sold everything. We got an RV. We started touring and playing music because we all played music
Really?
together. For a year and a half, my wife homeschooled our kids.
And you just toured?
We just toured
That's
around.
awesome, man.
We saw the countryside. We met a lot of people. They learned how to work the RV stuff and how to, you know.
So were you doing paid gigs?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. We were touring all around the West Coast, Colorado, Utah, Washington.
Man.
Yeah.
Dude, that is, how long ago?
That was in 2000, from about 2004 to, or no, it was earlier than that. 2000 to 2000, almost 2004 is when we got here.
So 4 years you're on the road?
Year and a half. So yeah, somewhere in that period.
In that window.
Yeah.
That is wild.
That's the other thing that you're going to learn about me. I don't necessarily like to pin myself on dates.
Right.
Because I don't like age. I don't like the numbers.
And it
at all.
and it really doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
And that's the thing. It doesn't matter. And that, here's where I'm going with that too. Because I didn't graduate high school. I was always in trouble. Always trying to figure out what was wrong with me and all that kind of stuff. And I look back now, and years ago, luckily enough, putting work in on myself, realizing that there was so much of the schooling that didn't matter to me because I didn't see a reason. Like, I didn't see the end result like I can with the business, right? And it just didn't keep my attention. So it's interesting that you went there, because I think so many kids are in that boat, right? And I think it comes down to the parents as a leader understanding who's on your team, meaning your kids. Yeah. So if you have 3 kids, you're going to have 3 different personalities. It's up to you to figure out what direction should they go, right? Or suggest. Yeah. Not just cookie cutter. You need to do this, this, and this, and this. And I think that's a huge thing that part of that, I think, is getting past their own egos, or getting past worrying about what other people think, right? You guys loaded up your RV, sold everything, and toured. I mean, how badass is that?
It was pretty cool.
No, that is really cool, man.
At the end of it, my wife was ready to strangle me, so we were glad we were settled here.
But you did it on your terms.
We did.
I mean, that's a lot to learn from, man. That's an awesome thing.
You know why I did that?
Why?
Because what spurred that emotion was my parents. When I was, I think I was about 13.
Right.
My uncle promoted motorcycle races all over the country. Okay. The first indoor motorcycle race in Long Beach, he promoted that. I met Evel Knievel, all those.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. But he had a racetrack out in Colorado Springs, and he wanted me to come out and help him work the racetrack, drive the water trucks, and all this stuff. I'm 13 years old. My mom and dad said, you know what? Never give up the opportunity to travel. If you get the opportunity, someone's offering you to travel and learn and work, do it.
Yep.
So as 13 years old, now I'm looking back, I'm thinking, man, my parents were badass, because they let go of their 13-year-old. Yep. They put him in a little Cessna 210 and sent him off to Colorado with this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, this guy that they know.
No, but still, look, at the end of the day,
easy trip.
But that comes from courageous, right? That comes from really knowing, and ultimately not putting themselves before you, right? Putting you, and that's the real, man. That's an awesome gift. So you actually grab that and then ran with it. Yeah. So you think that had a lot to do with you being able to load up that RV and say, come on, man.
We had this opportunity, right? Let's do it.
Right. Right. I mean, that's awesome, man. I know we had some people jump on with that. Gloria, thank you so much for jumping on. She said hello to everyone. Thank you so much. Kelly, she's got an awesome business. What she does, she's actually working on my home office right now as we speak. She's going to get me organized. So,
we need Kelly.
That's what she does. She organizes houses, homes, and businesses.
Okay.
When I found that out, I go, don't go anywhere. I need you.
Please friend me, Kelly.
Kelly,
I need you.
Kelly, we're gonna hook you up. We're gonna hook you up, girl. Thank you for jumping on. And that's what this show's all about. It's about connecting and sharing those rocky stories, even when you don't think you have it. Gloria, what's up, girl? Nicole. Lanagard, Tom's wife, says, I love that you're passionate about keeping music alive in schools. As a mom with young children, I know music is important. You want to jump on that?
Well, I mean, my kid, Sean, when we got back from touring, he plays drums. He went into school, and he's a guy like me. I mean, you might not think while you're watching this, but I was really shy in high school. Didn't really talk, didn't want to talk to anybody. I wanted to go out in the ocean and surf.
That's right.
So he struggled with that as well. And when he was first starting high school, after our touring and being homeschooled, it's terrifying. Here you are being schooled by your mom, and then you got to go to this high school, you know.
Yeah.
But he did have drums, so we got him into drumline. He didn't want to do it, but he started coming out
Yeah.
and learning theory and learning, meeting so many people. And the band program at Vista Marietta is so amazing. It's such a huge family. So I became a band dad. I was the board member of the drumline all 4 years. And I really believe that it saved his life, because had he not taken that path of playing music, I know a lot of you might think playing music in a marching band is you know, geeky, but not the case. It's militant, man. These guys kick their butts, marching band. Anyway, I think that he was so introverted that he might have taken the path of, you know, getting crazy with the crazy
outlets,
outlets,
right?
And so I really believe that it kept him focused all through high school. He did a great job.
And if you're not sure that what you just said about the band not being geeks, that's where John Bon Jovi started, in the band. You know, because he's from Jersey. He started it. He was a band.
Awesome.
He calls himself. He goes, "I was the original band geek, baby."
Perfect.
And look where he ended. Right?
Yeah.
Amazing. And Kelly, you're welcome for that shout out. Glad to help out. Awesome girl. So share with us now what you really got going and how people can help and what you guys are doing and what's the difference you're making in the community. Give us some of those little golden nuggets.
So the Temecula Valley Music Awards is a music awards event here in the Valley. I wanted to focus on all the great talent that we have
here. Is it
here.
annual, once a year?
It's once a year, but every year we've had showcases leading up to the final awards. This year we've got winter festivals, because we've done it for 4 years. We've got a lot of winners, a lot of great talent. So on January 28th, we have the Winter Fest at Belvino with all the acoustic winners, the country, the folk, blues, all the people that played acoustic instruments. They're all going to be playing. I'll mention a couple of the names. Maddie Lee, Joe Gillespie, Caden Levi, Michaela Phillips, Deanna Rain, Bob Carwin, Tolan Shaw, and Shay Givens are all going to be performing at that TVMA Winterfest. Then we'll have another one, February 19th, will be all the rock bands. Probably at the Boiler Room.
Wow.
So a lot of great rock bands that have won over the years. All, like I've said, all the funding that we raise in all these events go back to the schools. The first year we gave a check to Vista Marietta's band program. Last year we gave, year before last, we gave a check to Marietta Mesa's band program. And this last year we gave a scholarship to a young bass player that was in the band there. And he also plays in a lot of bands around town, Reese Murrin.
Wow.
We got a nice bass rig. So we're changing people's lives for the better. And also trying to bring the whole arts community together as well.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And when did you establish this?
That was back in 2013/14.
Okay.
14 was the first year.
What made you do this?
Just the thought of
you see the void?
I was working with the band program at Vista. I was on the board. And it costs a lot of money to take 300 some odd kids to Indianapolis. To perform in these competitions, and we saw the state funding get nixed, and a lot of the parents could not afford to keep their people in the band program. So I thought, you know, I see all these great artists in town. I see a need, and I tried to bridge that whole thing together and kind of create a synergy of these are the kids that are going to be those performers in Temecula later on that are in the great bands.
Absolutely.
So try to
build it and create that foundation. I know we had Gloria jump on real quick before we move on. Gloria, all my kids are extremely musical. My son writes rock, rap, kind of like Kid Rock. Oh man, love Kid Rock. My youngest daughter looks and voice do not match. She's a soulful singer. Oh, okay. Her looks and her voice don't match, but she's a soulful singer. My stepdaughter plays guitar and does gigs in London.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because Gloria's actually a co-host on some shows, and she'll be doing her episode at the end of the month. But she actually lived in London, I think, for about 10 years. So awesome girl.
Yeah, make sure anybody out there that has kids that are interested in the Temecula Valley Music Awards that perform or are starting to perform, all different levels of people are submitting. tvmawards.org.
Okay, and then because we're live, right, when we jump off, you're going to be able to jump back on, reconnect with everyone, because and give all your info.
Cool.
And then, because in case they can't write it down. And Nicole, she jumped on again and said, if you need anything printed, designed, printed, please let me know. I'd love to be a part of it. So she's actually a graphic designer.
Awesome.
And she also does wedding invitations. So
perfect
for your events. She'd love to be a part of it. Such an amazing event. Awesome, man. That's what this show's all about. Connecting people, moving that forward, paying it forward, bringing that value. So I know you got a few other things going on too, right?
Yes, the balls are flying.
Right.
Yeah. I just picked up, as many of you that are involved in the community know, the Bluegrass Festival, Temecula Bluegrass Festival was pulled last year, and Melody Brunstein kind of voted me in to take it over. So this year, I'm doing the Temecula Valley Bluegrass Festival as well. April 28th, 29th, and 30th out at Tucalata Creek Ranch.
We did a few shows there.
Yeah. All of those proceeds, I have created this Meg Entertainment Group, because any event that's under that umbrella is a nonprofit. So the Bluegrass Festival is now a nonprofit to go back to the school music education, and also NDR Therapeutic Ranch out in Norco.
Yes.
They do a lot of riding ranch therapy for equestrian therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's happening, and I can use everyone's help on it.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. And make sure you guys reconnect with him. He's going to put all that information back on there in case you can't write it down and remember it. So you also, in these 24 hours that you have, right? You also have an IT business that
I do.
Probably pays a lot of bills.
Moyer Computer Services, yeah.
Right.
I don't advertise. I am a member of the chamber, so they have me listed on the Marietta Chamber site. And I've done a little bit of work around here, but it's mostly attorney offices, just because I know the software and the specifics of how an attorney's office runs computer-wise.
Okay.
And my business has grown just because partners split. They turn into different law offices. And it's something that I can do remotely while I'm touring and things like that.
Right.
So it's worked out pretty well. You know, I've thought about growing the business, but I've just wanted to keep it a one-man show, just so that I can have it manageable, because I've got so many plates spinning.
Right. Yeah, and that's where it's going to bring me next. Is where do you see the main nonprofit that you have? Where do you see that going? What's your goal with that in the next few years?
Well, each year I've been able to donate back a few more dollars, but I really wanted to make an impact. Right now it's making little inroads for people. It's making little differences. I want to make a big difference. If there's a way for me to expand and bring in more funding for music programs and expand on different types of ways that I can help with music education and music in general in students' lives, that's my goal. It's just to raise the funding, raise the awareness of the event,
and make it more available.
Yes.
Right? Just make it more available for whoever wants to do it. I love that. I know Gloria, you're gaining a fan here. You're gaining a fan, Gloria. I actually love the atmosphere of bluegrass and have heard of that festival. Okay. Never had a chance to go. Now you got your chance if you're still in town. I know she's going to go back to London for a little bit. But and Gloria, we will post everything, repost everything for you guys. So, and we'll keep you up to date on everything. So, anything else? What else is going on?
Oh gosh, I've got NAM. I also run the NAM Marriott stage for NAM, which is the National Association of Music Merchants. It's one of the biggest music manufacturer conventions, and I've been doing that for about 10 or 12 years now, running the stage and performing. I'm also a performer, so I'll be doing that. A lot of TVMA winners: Julia Lucius, Darren Greatley, Tolan Shaw, Anthony Cullen, who was here. He's playing in NAM.
He's awesome.
Anthony,
what a
Maddie Lee, and Taylor Tickner. They're all playing at NAM as well. That's where I've met a lot of my great sponsors that I've worked with over the years.
Is that it?
Yeah. Ben Cole from D'Addario, my man Ben. So that's another thing that's going on. January 18th through the 21st
Awesome.
So I'll be running running the stage from 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. every day.
That is absolutely your world.
Yeah.
So we're talking about playing. I know you got your guitar here.
Yeah.
You ready?
I'll do one for you.
All right, let's do it.
got
Let's
time?
do it. Yeah,
You
we got
want
time. We got time. So we're gonna. You guys, stay tuned. Here we go.
And thanks to Tim Godwin at Taylor Guitars.
There you go. That's right. Now, what's this song?
Okay, so since I've been talking about my kids a lot,
Yeah.
And they're all grown and moving out, this is a song about letting go, called "Stupid Man."
Okay.
First time I laid eyes on you, there was nothing I could do to keep your eyes away from all the things that I had seen. I cried all night, I couldn't sleep. There was never love so deep. I knew there'd come a day that I would have to let you go. I can't shield you, can't conceal you. Hard love sets you free. I was just a stupid man. I thought that you would understand. What I didn't know, you can hold your own without me. I was just a stupid man, wanting you to hold my hand. What you need to know, love is letting go and life will let you see. Watch you take a fall or two, picked you up and helped you through. I don't think that you ever knew what picked me up was you. There were times I had to go, I couldn't live and be that low. I told myself I never want to be like my old man. I can't shield you, can't conceal you. Hard love to set you free. I was just a stupid man. I thought that you would understand. What I didn't know, you could hold your own without me. I was just a stupid man, wanting you to hold my hand. What you need to know, love is letting go and life will let you see. What you need to know, love is letting go and life will let you see. What you need to know, love is letting go and life will let you see.
My man.
That's a radio
Awesome, brother. Awesome. Great job, man. So that song's about your kid, right? Your
About
kids?
both of them.
Both kids?
Because they're both married and moved out. So
Man, love that, man. Thank you for doing that. And thank you for taking the time. And guys, anything else that I didn't talk about that you wanted to mention?
No,
You sure?
just please connect with me after the show.
And you're going to be able to connect with everyone. Thank you guys for jumping on as well. We got two. We're doing this stereo, baby, in stereo, right? Not everyone.
Thank you, Dave, for having me.
Oh man, thank you, and I appreciate that. Like we talked about, if you know anybody that you think would be a great guest, let's bring them on, man.
Yeah,
let's
there's a
share
long
that
list of people.
Let's share that Rocky story. Monster Motivator TV. So we end the show the same way every time, right?
Okay.
Now I believe, since a lot of things that we talk about is mindset, and I believe that you can only be in one state of mind at a time. So if you're in that victim state, you just can't be in that gratitude state. There's just no room in that moment. But if you're in that gratitude state, there's no room for that victim state. And I always say that, I don't make the rules, you don't make the rules. Life makes the rules. And life always asks the questions, and life says, Tim, if you could purr like a kitten or roar like a lion, what would you do?
What do you think?
That's it. Roar, baby, roar. this is gonna be epic. On 3, it's called the Monster Motivator Roar. And
Okay.
it goes just like this, like you did. Ah! On 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah! I know.